Scipio, Utah. I know it's been a while, guys, since you guys have heard anything from me. And the reason for that is it's been a very, very interesting journey with my new co-driver. My co-driver is having very, very difficulties dealing with pretty much anything besides, driving. He struggles with backing, even coupling. He's gotten into 4 accidents, including, you guys may have noticed, we're in a brand new truck here. Part of that reason is my co-driver decided he wanted to wreck the truck. He went into like a field that had a whole bunch of farming equipment, and they just got done doing some line work or pipe work in that field. It was super muddy, and he tried to do a U-turn because he ended up missing his turn in that field, and he ended up almost putting the truck into a ditch. And so we were trying to get the truck out, and due to that, the wheels would just keep on spinning and spinning, and eventually you will burn out the transmission. That's ultimately what we end up doing. So we ended up waiting for a tow truck. We did get towed to a Freightliner dealer, and that took almost 5 to 6 hours to get a tow. We were kind of in the middle of nowhere. This was in Kansas. And also another issue that should have been fixed way before, hours before, was that truck had an airline issue. There was a very, very big leak someplace. Didn't really know where exactly, but he was driving that almost at the beginning of his shift. Mind you, he drove for almost about 6 hours before this happened. So yeah, if you could only imagine what would have happened if that just gave way and we lost all air pressure and we needed to stop. We would have killed somebody or killed ourselves. That I'm not too very happy with, obviously, because when he's driving up here, I'm sleeping back there, and I have to trust him to be able to handle himself. He has not proved that to me. So we are supposed to be parting ways here at the Center Rapids terminal. I currently am going to be headed to Arcadia, California to pick up a load. This is the longest time that I've ever drove an empty. This is a 10-hour trip to our load. Mind you, we are in Utah right now, so I don't know why they're sending this in this direction. Also, we're not headed to the terminal directly. We are headed to, I believe it's Minnesota, something like that. Which it would be a 4-hour drive for where we're dropping off to the Sunrise, Iowa terminal, which is not bad. But ultimately, getting back on track here with, why I got another truck or a new truck. The simple reason for that is it was taking a very long time, and they really wanted to get us moving. This was last week. Well, yeah, this was last week. I had some home time between then. But we went from Kansas City all the way to, I believe, Illinois to grab this truck here. Why did this truck just randomly hit the fucking brakes? I don't get that. That was weird. This truck is very, very technical. I don't particularly like this truck right now. One of the things is, you know, it has automatic braking. Of course, my other truck didn't. You know, you could, you know, have control of the truck. I don't like that, you know, it does that sometimes because, like, most of the time anyways, we are getting cut off or people are passing us way too close. You know, we go very, very slow speeds, and therefore the truck's not too sensitive. It's kind of smart to deter that, but sometimes it's not. I'm empty, so I can just fly up this hill with no problem whatsoever. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. I was just trying to pay attention to my driving here, make sure I don't run into these guys here, and I'm also sort of paying attention to this truck here, so I do apologize about that. But anyways, it'll come back to me. I am not doing very well right now. Been feeling pretty bad here the couple of days, you know. Of course, assuming my co-driver, you know, doesn't know how to do very much, I'm actually scared to let him do anything. So I've been, you know, violating DOT. I know this is not very good. I hate doing it. It's something that, you know, I hope I will never have to do again. But I've been having to do all the backings, all the couplings. Yes, he does not know how to couple a trailer. It's the most simplest thing in the world of trucking. It's almost as easy as, you know, just, you know, very much driving a truck like this, like normal. You know, it's not difficult, and you just don't get it. And the 3 out of the 4 of those accidents, which he has not reported 3 out of the 4, he somehow ends up getting the fifth wheel, or let me rephrase this, the kingpin and stuck at the front of the fifth wheel. And therefore, of course, you know, we had to sit there and dial it up because, you know, we can't move the truck out. You know, something that, you know, I've never done before. It's something that I watch for. What I mainly watch for when I'm coupling up to trailers is, it's kind of a little bit hard to explain, but when you're backing up to a couple of trailers, you can watch a trailer lift. That's how you know that, you know, the trailer's not too high, or, you know, I don't think I've ever seen, like, I think it could be possible a trailer be low, but that rarely happens. And what I think he does is, the trailer is at a perfect height. It's very, very rare that a trailer is high. It does happen. I do deal with it a couple of times, but it's not too frequent. What I think he does is he backs up thinking that he's locked in the fifth wheel. In all reality, he's not. And he starts dialing down, and ultimately he doesn't look at it, and the fifth wheel is, or the key being is stuck in front of the fifth wheel. So silly mistake, just get out and look. I've been doing this for almost 4 months now, so I have a good idea of telling when something's wrong and when something's not. For instance, I almost made a mistake, but I was able to fix it immediately and nothing bad happened. I was going to be uncoupling the trailer and I forgot to lower the landing gear. My habit and what I got taught, and I'm very, very thankful from the driver that taught me this, is before you pull forward, from uncoupling a trailer, you can like slightly move a couple inches to where the kingpin is not sort of like in the lock position. This makes sense. And to dump your airbags before you completely remove the tractor from underneath the trailer. That's a good key point, because if that trailer, of course, when the airbags dump, the whole rear side, of course, lowers, and that trailer starts to lower with it, that there's something wrong, that you messed up, and that's a good way to prevent from you dropping the trailer. Also, if you drop the airbags, you would hear the trailer falling pretty much on the tractor. It makes a incredible loud noise that very, very despicable from everything else. So anyways, that's how at least last week has been going. In terms of this week with this truck, there's been a coolant problem. Well, let me rephrase this. The coolant was filled and there was no leaks or anything like that, but the coolant alarm on this truck was going off saying there was very, very low coolant. Which therefore in this truck, so when it is brand new, it will, assuming that sensor is going off, it'll come on and turn back on, especially through Utah, Nevada, California, mountains and stuff like that. That would mainly where it turns on, because of course the truck is running very hot. So I gotta fix this headset eventually, or this headband for the GoPro, in case I wanted to fall off my head. But anyways, so therefore the truck is one to constantly shut down. Obviously we cannot have that. So we tried to get it fixed twice. One was out of petrol, they did nothing. And second was actually today, we just got this truck last night. Took about 4 days for them to get this truck because of how busy this place was. But it was, just a lot of, I think what was going on with, we thought it was originally a sensor, because obviously that'd be the go-to thing, but apparently it was a harness that had something to do with it. So they ended up finally fixing it. I have not had any issues with this truck. I've been going through some decent hills here, so I think that problem is long gone. But it's very, very cruciating and very, very painful because we do not make money sitting, waiting for truck repairs. It really sucks. For instance, this week I've only made $100. I missed out $1,000 worth of loads between the old truck and, having to be in the shop waiting for it to be towed. Again, of course, we get it detached from our load, and the load is rescued, but it's just thousands of dollars missed. I don't know if this is bad luck or, something, that might have been meant to happen to get a brand new truck. I don't know. But I was completely fine with that old truck. I actually like, the 2018, 2016 Freightliners. Of course the new ones are okay. They're, pretty new, so just my opinion, not every trucker, especially the old guys, they don't like these new trucks, and I completely understand that, because I don't like them. One of my biggest problems with this truck that I don't even know why this is even exists, but right here, this big old thing, I believe it is the sensors or whatnot. Actually, I don't even know what it is, but it is humongous and it's just in the way. It is so stupid. I think it's one of the worst things that I've ever seen, especially if there is a very, very high up sign or something like that you want to see. Sometimes you'll run across some billboards that are just hilarious, or something that might catch your eye or interest you, or love truck stops. If it's pretty close, over on, this side over here, that thing blocks it, so, very, very pain in the butt there, but it is what it is, Also, another weird thing about this truck is we have something on these trucks where it's a Freightliner thing most of the time, but I believe other trucks may use this, but it is the optimized idle. It's very, very weird with this truck, because with the old truck you have like a legit thermostat in the back of the bunk, where you could just set up. It's pretty simple and it's pretty easy to use. It's simply all you gotta do is turn the cruise control on, and you're set to go. But this truck is a little bit more complicated because it's actually in the dash itself. Like, you guys can see this because of how bright it is outside, but it's on a dash. You have to go, select the arrow things, scroll all the way down. There's automized idle. You gotta turn it on, and you actually have to use the climate controls over here, that allows you to, of course, put on the automized idle, which you don't know what temperature you were setting it at. I have not been able to figure it out. Half the time, we're not using it anyways, but anyways, there's just some things in the truck. I will show you guys the truck eventually. Possibly in the next couple episodes, say we do a fuel video, because I want to get back into. I want to get back and do more videos. It's just been needing to get around to doing it. Needing to have the energy. This has been wearing me out enough, to just be able to drive and deal with all this stuff. but I am getting around, you know, I'm getting somewhat used to it, and things will be changing here pretty soon. Like I said, I will be getting, you know, split up with my co-driving here in a few days, so let's see how that goes. I might be just going back solo again. Where I live with my area, it is not a very good place. Very, very few co-drivers to pick from. So we just have to wait and see what happens. But you know, it's beyond me what happens after that. You know, I may just go home and wait. I may be assigned to somebody, or I may be going back solo again. I just have to wait and see what happens. I have to figure that out for myself. But other than that, obviously we're like sort of the middle of nowhere, pretty much in the middle of a freaking desert right now. Not very much to see, so I'm gonna be wrapping things up here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.